Namaste everyone. I hope you all are keeping well both physically as well as mentally. I am Moumita, also known to you all as Moumita Official. Welcome to yet another very interesting session of SOS, which stands for Stories of Success. Today's special guest is Shri Akshara Damle, the founder of Manos, a celebrity psychologist, a TEDx speaker, a graphologist, and international trainer and speaker based out of Bengaluru, Karnataka, India. Shri Akshara Damle is not only a psychologist but also a life skills coach and public speaker, and today he is going to share his story of success with all of us, where mental health plays a very pivotal role, and how he became a successful entrepreneur, psychologist, graphologist, and also public speaker to continuously grow and help others while gaining the practical knowledge with professional services. So let's welcome Shri Akshara Damle on today's very special episode of SOS and start the session. Hi Akshara, thank you so much for joining.
My pleasure.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining the very special SOS series, which stands for Stories of Success. Welcome on board.
Thank you, Moumita. And it is a pleasure for me to be in this part of the series because you are doing it very well. And a lot of good people have come into this discussion and interview, whatever you call. So I am very humbled to be invited for this. Thank you so much.
I'm honored as well because the thing is, you have been connected to so many things. Like you are a psychologist, graphologist, you are a TEDx speaker, you are an NLP practitioner, and so much more. So I thought, okay, when I went through your profile on LinkedIn, I must get in touch with Mr. Akshara Damle, and I should invite him for the special podcast here on SOS.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great having you today. And so let us begin. How are you? Just tell us that first.
I'm absolutely fine. I had a wonderful day today. And it's right now I am super excited for this conversation. And things are going very well in the recent past. It's going really well. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So as the series stands for, SOS stands for Stories of Success. So what is going on right now in your story of success? Please share it with everybody today.
Awesome. So so I have got an invitation from Government of China to be part of a seminar on preventive care for mental health. We are going for an academic exchange program very soon. I will reveal the dates maybe some other time, but definitely very soon, the next month itself. And apart from that, I am signing contracts with 2-3 companies for trainings for stress management and looking at sales. How do we, a training for sales executives so that they will be able to sell better, especially for the premium segment categories. See, selling small things at a smaller price is always easy, but selling a premium product is always a challenge. So I am training sales executives of a jewelry store, a very premium jewelry store in Bangalore, and a couple of companies have reached out from Mumbai and Delhi. So, and an NGO is asking me to come for a repeat session in Delhi. So a lot of good things are happening. So a lot of success.
Wonderful. I wish you all the very best in all your upcoming endeavors. And to begin with, I can see in your behind the logo of Manos. So you are the founder of Manos. So tell our viewers today, what is all Manos about?
Very nice. I think very rarely I get this opportunity to explain this concept of Manos. So, as you know, I am a psychologist, qualified psychologist, and I wanted to get into the space of mental health as a professional and a practitioner. And I wanted to create my own venture because, yes, I always believed in collaborating with other practitioners, other professionals, but at the same time, I wanted to have my own identity. This is first thing. Secondly, I also wanted to recognize what is really happening in the therapy space. So when we studied different varieties or models of therapy, what I understood is, see, most of the times therapist has an upper pedestal over the client. But in my understanding, a therapeutic process is a collaboration of the client and the therapist. It's not that therapist is doing everything to the client, or it is not that client is healing herself or himself just by talking to the therapist. So it's a collaborative effort. So how do we start this collaboration is through conversation, right? So that is where the word samvada is coming from. Samvada refers to conversation. And what is
Yes.
this conversation all about? It is about man. So that is
Yes.
where Mano Samvada is coming up as
Wonderful.
a name, where we are starting the conversation about mind or mental health or uh, the related aspects, and then we are getting into a therapeutic aspect. So that is where Mano Samvada stands for, and we have been catering to the needs of people across the society, right from the slums to celebrities. We have treated people across class, caste, religion, creed, gender, and so on, and in across different geographies, not just in India but also abroad. And we have also been able to provide not just individual therapies but also trainings and facilitation and so many other things. So we are totally into the mental health.
Wonderful. I generally, I'm not a psychologist, but I went through depression during COVID times. So that was the time when I started talking about mental health, and I think that is one of the most important topics to be discussed, and it is very limited till now in India. So you are doing a great job.
100%.
You're doing a great job, and the thing is, I don't know which year did you pass out your psychology, but I want to know why did you choose psychology as your study
Yeah.
subject?
See, this came as a calling because I did my bachelor's in biotechnology and I was a gold medalist. And
Wow.
at that point of time, biotechnology was an area which was growing and blooming like anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the time when I chose to shift my field from biotechnology to psychology for a couple of reasons. First thing, even when I was in graduation, when I was not even a psychologist, random people would come and share their issues to me. In the sense, if I'm sitting in a cafeteria, people would come and share their issues, and then I will suggest them something, and then it will work, and then they will come back and tell me, hey, this really worked, thank you so much. So this was happening, and I was pretty excited, and I was a keen listener to all these kind of issues. But I was also asking this question: why are these people coming and telling me? Neither they are friends nor they are relatives, but some random people, or maybe some acquaintance. So that is when I started looking at it, and then I thought maybe I need to get a proper training in this area. So this is one specific calling that started pulling me towards psychology. And second thing, there was a push factor too, that where I went for an internship in biotechnology because I was really interested in the field. It's not that I didn't like the subject. I really loved genetics, the recombinant DNA technology, and so on. So I went for a genetics laboratory for an internship. And there I realized for 2 months when I was in the lab, if you really have to succeed as a scientist in the area of biotechnology, any area for that matter, you should be totally dedicated and working in the laboratory. Otherwise, you can't achieve great things as a scientist. I am somebody who is a people's person. I want to be among the people. I want to meet new people. I want to, and I'm also into art forms. I'm a Carnatic classical musician. I was also into Yakshagana. So different art forms were also part of my life. Now, suddenly, when I was in the laboratory for 2 months, I felt like this is very suffocating for life. Maybe as a subject, it is really interesting, but maybe it is not good enough for me to take it as a career or a profession. So there was a pull factor, there was a push factor, because of which I realigned myself and went for masters in psychology and finished that.
Wow.
And and at the same time, I was also preparing for UPSC, the civil service examination. And I reached interview stage twice after clearing prelims and
Hmm.
mains. And both the times I missed by 10 marks. And then I also got into a public policy space, but then somewhere psychology was pulling me back and again. So that is where how I took up psychology as a full-time profession.
That's so wonderful. Like what destiny has planned. I have seen that whatever our plan is, God's plan is bigger. So now
Yes.
what you are doing, I think you are very contented and happy with what you are doing, right?
Totally, no question about it. In fact, every time when I meet my client, every time I get to hear from my clients, I feel so happy and content because I'm bringing a huge shift in their life. And not just shift, it is also contributing in a very good tangible outcome. People are able to
Absolutely.
scale their businesses, people are able to get their professional promotions or career growth, etc., etc. So there are a lot of good things that are happening in their life, and when they share that with me, it's like nothing like it. It feels so good.
Absolutely. So you're also a life skills coach, Akshara. So I want
Yeah.
to know, this is my personal question, okay? See, I do not have a degree, but I understand people. Just like you said, it was kind of a calling. People used to come to you and they used to tell their, personal, whatever they're going through. They used to share it with you. Same things happens with me. I do not know why. I am not a science student. I'm a management student. But still, there are a lot of people who reach out to me. They share their whatever they're going through. If it is a negative thing, majorly. So, as a person, I'm asking you this: like, what is the difference between a certified psychologist and a life skills coach, or a person, normal person like me? What is the difference which can be made in the lives of people?
Very well. So I shall start describing who is a therapist and then a coach, and then what is happening on a I mean lay counselors or regular counselors, right? So psychologist is somebody who has done masters in psychology and might have gone for MPhil or PhD at a later point of time, but basic qualification is masters in psychology. It can be MA or MSc, doesn't matter. So this is what a psychologist's qualification is, and the primary work that psychologist does is about healing the past issues. For example, whatever we are today is because of our past. So if we have any dysfunctional pattern today, the therapist will get back to the roots of it and heal it, and then resolve that issue in a collaborative effort with the client. So this is the role of a therapist. The coach is somebody who helps a client to upscale their future. In the sense, coach will become a kind of accountability partner for their client as well, and they will engage in certain behavioral change, change in the thought process, and change in certain routines, and change in certain practices through which they will coach the person to achieve whatever they would like to achieve. And now coming to the counselors, say somebody whom you were mentioning about yourself, where people feel very comfortable to share. Now these are the ones who may not have any degree in psychology or coaching. I mean, even coaching, there is no degree for that matter, but there are certain certifications that are available. So, yeah, for other people, they do not have any qualification as such, but they may be doing it through their energy, or they may be doing it through their life skills or their own experiences and so on. Now, the only caveat that I would like to put here is I always suggest to learn the science before doing it, because I have gone through some of the cases where, say, there was a guy who was very well experienced in the corporate sector, who was in HR for 25 years, and then one fine day he decided, I have good enough experience in my life, so I wanted to be, and he decided to become a coach. Now the problem is, each one of us carry our own baggage, whether we like it or not. We will have our own baggage, and unfortunately he was carrying his own baggage, but he didn't realize they were baggage. He thought they are the wisdom. So he started imposing those things on the people who used to come for consultation with him, which was becoming
Mm,
counterproductive. So that is where I say that before coaching or conduct a doing therapy for somebody else, we should cleanse ourselves. We should know what are the challenges that we have within ourselves, and we should be capable of critically looking at our own thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. Once that is qualified enough, or once we qualify that, then we are becoming eligible to coach, treat or train others.
Wow, what a simple manner you have explained all these things to me. And I am sure it is going to help me also. Because these questions have always arisen in my mind that what do I do? I am not a psychologist. I can't give a prescription to a person. I can just share whatever I as an impact to them.
Yeah.
I just give the suggestions which as a person I can give, as a friend I can give, as a sister
Yeah.
I can give. That's all I can do. And in case if I see that no, that's case is really serious, then I tell them that no, I'm here to listen to you, but I'm not a professional in this particular field. So it is better to go and see a psychologist or a psychiatrist for that matter.
Yeah.
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 So that's wonderful. And moving ahead, I have a few more questions. Um, See, you are a TEDx speaker as well. So, connecting to a trainer and also a life coach, why did you choose all these careers together? Like, is it because it was also a calling like Manos, like, psychology? Or like, why did you are also an entrepreneur? You are a coach also, you are a psychologist also, you are a graphologist also. So, why so many things together?
Yeah, very nice question. Because sometimes people may perceive that the person has maybe some people may appreciate this fact that the person has diversified himself, but some people may criticize this fact that person is confused. He's spread all over and doesn't know what to do. Both the perceptions can come by looking at this description. I'll tell you an in-depth analysis of what it is. So first thing that happened is I became a full-time psychologist, right? Now I started my practice. Now when I started practicing, and I also developed expertise in a technique called inner child healing. So inner child healing is a mixture or a blend of hypnosis and classical psychology, through which we are able to heal the issues of the past. Okay. I mean, whatever the conflicts that have come from the childhood, or maybe few years ago, few days ago, etc., etc. Okay. So once we do this, we are able to build a lot of resource in the person. Now the question that came to me is, now with this enhanced resource in the person's life, what is this person doing? Whether the person is using it for the betterment of their life or enhancing quality of their life. And then I found that they are not using the resource, but they are only enjoying the peacefulness or the quality of sleep, etc., nothing beyond. So that is where the new challenge came up, where I said, I think it is important for us to coach these people so that they will be able to enhance their life situations. Now, when they are already building that resource, it is important for us to make a tangible outcome of this. So that's where I integrated coaching into this, so that it is easy for us to see what best can be happening. So somebody is an entrepreneur who is coming with anxiety issue, or maybe challenges with money, etc., etc. Now I am solving all those issues through through therapy, and then I coach him or her to create a better future where he or she grows by 5x or 10x in his business. So that is when a tangible outcome comes, right? So that is when somebody would be interested to invest in therapy. Otherwise, why would somebody invest in therapy, right? So I also recently saw one reel where somebody had put it that therapy is so expensive that I feel it is easy to talk to my sister all the time whenever I have some worry. See, talking to a sister is very different from talking to a therapist. So
Absolutely.
and many people have this notion that therapy is very, very expensive, and why should we pay a therapist just for listening? But actually, the idea is therapy is not just listening, therapy is much more than that. And whatever you invest into a therapy is an investment for your life, because once the issues are resolved, then you're resolved for your life. Correct? So that is where I integrated coaching into my therapy. So this is the interlink. Now, graphology came as an outgrowth of this the psychology, because I saw that people were able to recognize the personality traits through handwriting analysis. Now, one more challenge came to me, that a lot of people used to come and sit in front of me, but they didn't know where to start the issue from. They didn't know what to speak in front of a therapist. And they also had the trust issues with the therapist, because it's not easy to talk with some random person just like that, isn't it? So then what I started doing is I thought of integrating the graphology part of it, so that it will be easy for us to analyze the person into what is happening in this person's life. So by looking, I will ask them to write something. And by looking at those things, I can easily make out what are the basic personality traits. So I will start talking about them. Then they will feel, oh, this person is able to understand me. So then that is how people started opening up. So I used graphology as a tool to build the trust with my clients, and also trust about the therapist, that yes, the therapist is capable of understanding your issue. Now, moving further, I saw one more challenge, that see, mental health is something that is not really spoken about. Right now we speak very well. I think people like you have also started speaking about it, or many people are talking about it. But back in 2014, 2015, nobody was talking about mental health. I think COVID is one milestone where
one of the major reasons.
yes, people started acknowledging that they have issues in their mental health, maybe anxiety, maybe fear, and so on. So till then, nobody was talking. So then I realized I need to become a public speaker too, so that I can talk and bring awareness about mental health. So that is how as a school going student itself, I was participating in debate competition, speech competition, and I was anyway getting a lot of prizes in these competitions. So I was a public speaker as a student. So I said, I think I need to refine my skills as a public speaker, so that I can talk more about mental health. So that is how I became a public speaker. And that is how TEDx also came on my way. And that is how everything is interlinked and everything is related to mental health. So
Wow, like what a personality you have. I'm like honored and overwhelmed to hear all this, because whatever you studied or implied is all connected to each other. Like graphology is connected. Whatever you did is for your own growth as well as to help others. So that's a very great thing what you have shared today here.
now
Like
the last one part about the entrepreneurship you asked, I missed
yes.
out that part. I will talk about that too. Now I asked one more question to myself. See, I am treating people, but I am all alone. Now I have a limited bandwidth. How much I can treat? See, in a day I can treat 3, 4 people or 5 people, not more than that. So then how do we scale this? So that is when I thought I should build a mental health company. That is where I started Manos as a mental health company. And now we are in the process of expanding my team, so that we will be able to cater to more people. And most importantly, we wanted to provide quality service. See, hiring some random psychologist is very easy. But I'm very clear that whoever joins my team has to be trained by me, so that they will follow the ethics and the certain value systems. Because being a therapist is a position of responsibility. People are coming to us because of lot of faith and with a lot of vulnerability. So therapists should never ever use that position for their advantage, or for the disadvantage of the client. So that is why I'm building this company, and that is how entrepreneurship has come into picture. And hopefully this company grows globally very soon. Thank you. That is how. Yeah.
Touch wood, and I wish you all the best for your endeavor. And I just want to share it with the viewers here that your company Mano Samvada is based out of Bangalore, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you are planning to expand your business all over India or abroad, or like how is it?
See, currently I am catering to clients across the globe, because people are there from US, Canada, Dubai, Malaysia, Singapore, Sweden, Germany, and so on. The reason being, a lot of NRI people are, whenever they share their issues to the therapist there, because of the cultural and social issues, people do not understand what is happening there.
Mhm.
So the therapist is unable to treat them based on the socio-cultural constraints of these people. So that is where they are already coming to me. So currently, Samada is operating in Bangalore and also in Mumbai. The immediate goal is to expand to the major places in India and
Mhm.
also make it available online so that people will be able to access therapy through internet, and then
Mhm.
maybe open some of the centers abroad as well. So that is how I'm looking at it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wishing you all the very best. And now moving ahead, see, you said that people used to come to you, right, to share their experiences. Now,
Yeah.
how important is mental health for you? Like, did you go through anything as such in your childhood or something? That's a very personal question. You can skip in case if you do not want to answer.
No, no,
But
I'm very happy to talk about this.
yeah,
Go ahead.
so
Yeah.
did you go through any kind of this kind of mental health issues like depression, anxiety, or stress? Any phase of your life?
No, personally, I didn't go through any issue as such in terms of
Mm-hmm.
the disorder part. When you talk about depression, anxiety, stress, I mean, stress is something that is there for everyone. I'm not an exception for that. But there was no major episode kind of a thing for me. But so again, coming back to the important point that you asked, have I gone through therapy? Yes, I have gone through therapy. And I'm very proud
Okay.
to say that a lot of psychologists themselves have a resistance to say that I have gone for therapy. But when as a psychologist, when I tell other people to come for therapy, at the same time, I'm proudly saying that I have gone through therapy several times, not for disorders like anxiety, depression, and so on, but there are other subtle dysfunctional patterns that we carry. I'll give you certain
Mm-hmm.
examples. See, a lot of people have low confidence issue, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think it is a challenge that needs to be treated?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yes.
think confidence
Now,
building is very much important.
yes, a lot of people start pretending to be confident because they listen
Hmm.
to some motivational videos and then they start pretending to be confident. But what I did is I did the reverse. I went for a therapy to look at where is my fear coming from, and I addressed those fears. Then naturally I became confident. Correct.
Uh-huh.
Similarly,
Uh-huh.
I had certain trust issues. Now, trust issues is something that is very common among a lot of people, but most of
Yes,
the
yes.
people say that, okay, this is there for me, accept me as I am. But I said, this needs to be addressed. So I went back to the root of it and I addressed that issue and came back. Likewise, I started dissecting my life in every different pattern and started looking at it from a very skeptical way to see if there is anything that I need to address. So
Mm-hmm.
likewise, say I had another challenge within myself that I used to take up any kind of intellectual challenges upon myself. You throw me any intellectual challenge, like read some unknown subject and prepare an essay about it. I will read it and then do it, even if it is not my field and not even any. I mean, it will not have any reward or anything of that sort. Still, I would do it. But what I started seeing is I was actually sabotaging my own field, my own profession because of these dysfunctional patterns. So I went for an inner child healing and I addressed that. So likewise, I started looking and dissecting and then addressing all these kind of issues through therapy. And now, again, I'm not saying that everything is resolved. Life is a never ending journey. Likewise, therapy is a never ending journey. When you dissect and when you heal certain things, you see new things coming up. Then you heal them,
Yes.
new things coming up. So that is something that keeps happening. But in general, what is happening is therapy has really helped me to be what I am. If you had seen me 5 years ago, the person whom you would have met is very different from the person whom you are meeting today. So this is the impact
Wow.
of therapy.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm glad you have shared your personal experiences with us. I thank you so much for this. And yeah, moving ahead, at this point of time, what are your upcoming goals, or you are contented with what you have achieved till now?
I'm happy whatever I have achieved because I didn't have anybody to. I mean, no godfather kind of a person in this field. So whatever is built is from the scratch. So I'm very happy that to see this 9 years of journey in the mental health space. But definitely, how much ever you do, it is very, very less in this space, because the kind of mental health burden that we have in our country or in the world is so much that there is so much more to do. So we are planning for a holistic wellness company as well. So I'm
Oh,
slowly working on that, because see, mental health is not, I mean, mind and body are interconnected. So unless you treat
absolutely.
both the things, you will not be able to provide a holistic approach. So I'm also looking at that part of it, so that how do we develop that holistic wellness. And also I am expanding myself into a couple of other territories of business, so that I can I mean, I can generate more revenue for these kind of social activities that I do. Again, Manos is not a social venture, but I have been contributing in education. I am an administrative officer of Sneha Shikshan Samsthe in my hometown, which is started by my parents. They are running it,
Oh,
but I am contributing as an administrative officer, and we are funding this institution for a long time, more than 28 years now. So
oh.
now I am looking at how do we fund it from other CSR agents and so on. So I am also venturing into some other businesses so that it becomes more remunerative.
Wow, that's so like that's so inspiring, and you are doing so many things together. Even I am connected to a lot of different sectors at the same time, and whatever you said is absolutely correct. That some people look at it in on a positive way, and some people look at it in a negative way. But we
Yeah,
can't help it. We have so many goals to achieve till now, and the more important thing is to serve the society. That's what is, I
100%.
think, keeping us on track. So moving ahead, why did you feel like, see, this is my question for you. Why did you feel that you should come for this SOS series? Because SOS, like, generally is about save our souls, but I named it completely different. So why did you feel that, okay, I should come for an SOS series?
Yes. So when you initially messaged SOS, I also got confused. What is this SOS? Because again, I was also understanding from the first meaning that you said, save our soul. So I was
Yeah,
like, what is she asking for? But then I had gone through your interview with Brigadier Bakshi,
General
right?
Bakshi. Yes,
General
yeah, that
Bakshi.
was more
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So General Bakshi. So I mean, that is when I realized. So it is not save the soul, but it is story of success. And the way you conducted this interview was really nice. And the kind of questions that you asked were not something that were regularly asked. So I thought
Mm.
it is an opportunity for me to tell my story, which probably I have never spoken for the outside world. So that is one major reason. And a brilliant person like you, when asking for a kind of this conversation, how can somebody say no?
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's an absolute honor for me. And the thing is, why I wanted to bring this SOS is what I would like to share today is because there are a lot of people who are willing to start their own businesses. They are willing to do their own thing. They want to achieve their own goals in life. So I am bringing stalwarts like you in the platform so that they can learn. So
Okay,
people of diverse backgrounds, when you come together and share your story of success, I think it is going to inspire a lot of people out there, and they can learn then how can they grow in their life. And in case if they want to become a psychologist, they can definitely get in touch with Mr. Akshara Damle. Yes,
definitely,
right,
definitely. Yeah.
right. That's a wonderful thing. So, what will be your message today to the viewers?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I feel that whatever the cause that you would like to champion about is something that we have to figure out, so that we will be able to start moving towards that. And see, in
Correct.
the especially in the entrepreneurial journey, initially you may be seeing a lot of sluggish growth, or maybe a lot of slog overs kind of thing, because now IPL is also happening. So I'm using this word slog. So, but then uh, at the same time, when your goal is clear, when you know that where do you want to reach, all these difficulties is not very difficult. You can definitely cross this and reach the goal. And once you develop a good base, then growth is always a very fast, I mean, multifold it is. So ensure that you are establishing a good foundation, then you will be able to improve yourself and reach greater heights and achieve success. And success need not be defined only in terms of money, position, status, and so on. Whatever that you would like to achieve has to be your success, and we all have to define it in our own way and achieve whatever we want. And ultimately, I feel if we are happy with what we are doing, or what we want to do, or what we have been doing, that is very, very important for every person in their life.
Amazingly said. I completely agree with you on this. So, before we end today's SOS series, I would like you to describe yourself in 3 words.
I am calm, gentle,
Huh? Absolutely. Yes.
yes, happy.
Calm, gentle, and happy. Yeah, that's so true about you. You're continuously smiling from the beginning. You're calm and composed. You know when to start your conversation, end your conversation, like keeping it very professional. And yeah, you're very gentle. Thank you so much, Mr. Akshara, for joining me today. It's an
Thank
absolute
you so
honor
much.
for me.
Absolutely,
Jai
it's an
Hind.
honor for me too. Thank you so much.
Have a great night. Good night.
You too.